Okay.
Here we are. I wish I could holiday in Vegas.
Well, you're in Vegas, aren't you?
Yeah, but I mean the real Las Vegas, New Mexico. In 1948, when I was 17, I joined the Army for 3 years, went to Korea, came back, came to work looking for jobs here in Nevada. In 1952, I stayed. Well, you know, in the 1950s, the people from Las Vegas, New Mexico, they were coming to this part of the country because of the jobs at the Nevada test site and at the chemical plants. Jobs were plentiful, so there was a lot of people from New Mexico coming out here, and they settled, bought homes, had families,
And how did a lot of people end up in Henderson? Was Henderson like the working town or what?
Yes, it was. An industrial town. Manufactured metals, chemicals, petroleums, everything. So people got good jobs, settled down, and raised families. About 95% have passed away and buried here. There's only 4 of us left from the original ones from the 50s. There's only 4 of us left. And I'm the eldest at 82. These are original townsite homes, and they were built for the workers during the war. And then after the war, they sold them to the people that lived here, and most of them bought them. They're made out of USA #1 government redwood. They were supposed to last 5 years for the war, duration of the war. They've been here since 1943, and they're the best houses ever built. Most all of them from Las Vegas, New Mexico, they bought houses on this street. They were the people from La Lanera in Las Vegas, New Mexico. That's that community between 8th and 10th Street and Mills. It's just a 4-block area. They called it La Lanera because that's where the Tykers used to sell or buy wool, hides, and furs. And La Lanera was the name that they gave that community. And when they all bought homes here, the Jaramillos from La Lanera, Ortizes, Crispins, Tapias, Maestas. My brother Benny bought 2 houses here, and we used to call this street Bean Road. And this house over here to the left, that belonged to the Ortizes from La Lanera. And then this next one is the Crispines from La Lanera. And the next one is the Pais from La Lanera. And the right over there is belong to the Jaramillos. And down the street belong to my brother Benny. The Tykers used to buy wool. The train would go as far as the bridge in Old Town. You've seen the tracks there, haven't you? Mm-hmm. They end at the bridge. Well, that was the Tykers' warehouses.
Oh, yeah.
And people would bring in from the farms up, in the farm somewhere, up in the mountains, all kinds of wools and hides and furs. And it was close to that La Lanera, so they called that place La Lanera.
This, of course, is the great Tyker wool warehouse building. I believe it was built in 1900. Let's see. I think it has the 1900 on the building. On the other side of the building, there's a great historic painted sign that says in Spanish, "We accept hides, wool. Please bring it in," basically. I remember going into this building as a kid, and you could still smell the hides from 50 years ago. There was a great big scale in the middle of the room where it was like one of these flat iron scales where you could just put something on there and you could get a weight. There's the old there's the old sign. Dinero al contado, cash on the barrelhead.
Milton used to say, "In God we trust, everybody else pays cash."
we all kept in contact. We all went to parties together, dances, the clubs. Oh yeah, I cook all that. So does my wife. She's from Santa Fe. Yeah, my brother Benny had a band, and he played for the dances and all the people from New Mexico. They would go to Benny's dances wherever he had them. All these homes, these stores and business was all part of the chemical plants. And the chemical plants are still back there, but they have covered them up. They covered it up with all these buildings so we can't see the plants anymore until we get up on the highway. There was 10 great big buildings, and they produced chlorine, titanium, magnesium, all for the war effort. And there you can see them over there from here real clear.
Is this plant still operable?
Oh yeah, see that tower straight ahead?
Yeah.
That's where I worked for 42 years. And they're still operating. They're still producing titanium. They employ a lot of people, and most of the people that came out here from New Mexico in the 50s, that's where they worked. And the other half worked up at the Nevada test site when they were testing the A-bomb. But of all the people that came out in the 50s, there was many families, but there's only 4 of us left. I'm 82, my friend is 81, the other friend is 75, and his brother is 74. No, this industrial plants here in Henderson, they gave jobs to a lot of people. Can you imagine me? I was there 42 years, steady employment, never got laid off. It was beautiful, stress-free. They were good to us, very good. Good wages, and a nice place to work. What more can we ask for, right?
Were these government plants or private plants?
They were government until 1950, and then they went to private plants. This Fiesta Hotel and Casino it belongs to the Maloof family. They have another casino at Flamingo Road in Las Vegas, which is called the Palms. They interviewed one of them, George, the guy that's in charge of these casinos here in Vegas. He was interviewed in the newspaper in Las Vegas, New Mexico. In the 30s and the 40s, the Maloof family just about owned the town. They had a lot of businesses there.
And the first place where they had a foothold here was up the street here on Bridge Street, where El Rialto restaurant is now. I believe the Maloofs had a small grocery store in that building, and were very successful from the beginning, and then began to acquire property down Bridge Street.
And that's where they had got their start. And then they came out here and expanded. Okay. And it's a very successful family.
Yeah.
Everybody tells me ask me how I stay healthy and young, and I said, well, I stay active. Maybe that's why. Oh no, a lot of guys tell me, Martin, how come you're working? You're retired. Enjoy it. I says, I work because I can. I says, when I can't do any more work, then I'll retire.